If I could have everybody's attention here in the Media Center, it's my pleasure now to bring to the stage the 2004 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion, Kurt Busch. Kurt, one more year in the Sprint Cup Series before we move on to something else. It'd be pretty special for you to win the final Sprint Cup championship as well.
Yeah, that'd be fun to be able to bookend the championship run with Sprint sponsorship of our series. It's been an amazing run for them, and you know, a brand builder for both NASCAR and for a cell phone company. And you know, when you're the first champion with a new sponsor, it came with fun responsibilities and good promotions. And it seems like as the years have gone by, they've done an even better job with understanding our fans, how to promote more products, and to get more Sprint phones out into the world. And so it's neat to see what they've benefited from. And you know, here we are. It's at the end, but you know, 2004 was a long time ago. It's time to upgrade the championship trophy to the 2016 one.
Outstanding. We'll open the floor to questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. I'll get a wireless microphone to you, and please speak into the microphone.
Kurt, Chris Green, South Dade News Leader. You won here back in the track's older configuration. What are some of the differences between the old configuration and the new? And what's it like for you as a driver to see a track like this transform so much over a period of time?
Yeah, this one is a lot of fun to race on, no matter if it was the old configuration or the one that we have now with the multiple grooves of banking. The flat one, it was all about the bottom of the bottom of the track, and how you could exit and make the straightaways longer. And it really was about the softest springs you could run because you wanted the car as low as possible. Here now, with the way the cars are set up and the banking, you have to have stiffer springs in the car. But you have to shoot for the middle, which is you run the middle groove and practice a lot. That way you can get to the bottom groove and not have your car so far off on setup, and then you can go to the high groove when the tires wear out and keep your momentum built up high. But then you have those restarts that are crazy, and that's what this track is perfectly designed for, is that mad dash at the beginning on fresh tires. It's an ultimate place to settle a championship run, because it puts it more so in the driver's hands on these restarts.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. Hi, Kurt. Looking at Talladega coming up, I wanted to ask you, do you feel like you're in a comfortable position heading into that track, knowing how unpredictable it is? And then I also have a follow-up.
Yeah, last year we came out of Kansas with a top 5 finish and had 13 points as our cushion, and it was surprising. I actually was doing my interview with Kelly Stavist with NBC after the race, and she told me that it was 13 points, and I was like surprised. And there was good run with that in the media. This year we have a 17-point cushion after we finished 13th. It's a numbers game, and we feel very comfortable with where we sit. That means also what we have to do at Talladega is finish 16th or better, no matter what anybody else does. And 16th or better, it's the same as having 6th or better or 36th or better, because you never know when you can get caught up in that big wreck and end up, you know, 36th or worse in a race finish. So it's nice to have points in our pocket. That's the best feeling.
And I wanted to follow up and ask you, because Kevin has already advanced with the win to the next round, and your other two teammates are not currently fighting, do you feel like, you know, they might have your back if you needed that extra push, maybe that some of your other competitors have other teammates also trying to advance in the chase, whereas for you, you're the guy right now. Do you feel any sort of advantage with that? And would your other teammates, you think, give you that extra?
Yeah, I think it's a numbers game. Right now, I mean, we just came off of Kansas. We're here in Miami Homestead Speedway testing and doing a tire test, and so I haven't jumped into Talladega strategy yet. That'll happen, you know, the Thursday traveling there, and then Friday morning there's usually a nice team meeting with everybody, and we'll sort out what we have to do. And it does make perfect sense, though, that the 41 should have a lot of focus on it this week at Stewart House Racing.
Hi, Kurt. Roxanne Vargas with NBC6 here in Miami. The community that I tell stories to is one of families. I'm a mom myself, and we just want to encourage the South Florida community and everybody from all over to come on out and to support this race. So what's your message? I mean, we see lots of kids outside right now. What's your message to them as far as this being an event for everybody to come out and to enjoy together?
Yeah, NASCAR's always been about the families, and the more that I've been around and see the different activities that are being planned and put in place before the race, the excitement, on Fridays and Saturdays, but then Sunday morning there's a different vibe, and it's race day, but also there's the midway action with different interactive games, the vending areas, the food stations, the souvenir trailers, tents. You name it, there's so many different fun family activities other than the race. So yes, 267 laps is what we're all here to perform and go for a championship underneath that format. But a family can come out and find all types of different activities around the event. So perfect weather usually, and the race ends right around nightfall, and you can get back home, before it gets too late on that Sunday night to get the kids back to school on Monday.
Is there something special about racing here in South Florida? The Keys not too far from here. Miami just ways up north. Do the drivers overall look forward to racing here in Homestead just because of that? We have paradise to north, south, east, and west of us.
Yeah, it's really nice in this area. I almost don't like doing the tire test because I can see the end of the tunnel and the light that's there because the weather's so good down here. Miami always means championship weekend, and it's right there on the horizon. So it's a great motivation to get to the end and run strong and to finish because, yes, paradise is all around us here in South Florida.
Hey, Kurt. Chris Clark with NBC6 also. Your natural inclination as a driver is to race to win, but you talk about the numbers game. How do you balance racing to win, but at the same time racing for points, not doing harm to yourself in the standings?
Yeah, there's the old adage of racing conservatively aggressive. Most importantly, though, it's racing smart and racing to the car's limits. And when you see certain things happening on track, and Talladega is one of them, where you get this guy next to this guy, and like next week, Chase Elliott has nothing to do but win. Keselowski, the best way he can advance is win. You've got Dillon and Logano that are tied in points as the cutoff. There's going to be a lot of different emotional things you see out on the track, and you have to digest those quickly, move on, figure out the setup on your own car, and just protect the points position that you have. And so if we were in a different position, we would have a different mindset too.
And after 2 games, how do the Cubs look going into L.A.?
Yeah, I'm hoping to find a nice spot to watch the Cubs game tonight. Real proud of the team, coach, manager Madden. He's a mad scientist, and we have Theo Epstein to thank for arranging all these players. They're young, and we have to have hot bats when it comes playoff time because playoffs are different than the regular season. And so it's neat to see the team, the city of Chicago, the whole vibe around Wrigley Field. And we'll see what happens. We're on the road, and if we can win tonight with Arrieta, that'll pretty much put a good statement in there that we got this.
Any additional questions for Kurt? Oh, up front.
Hey, Kurt, Matt Doolittle, Studio D. Just a quick question. Your brother has a sponsor, in the energy drink realm. He's got his own out there. The commercials are all over the place. Is Monster giving you your own in the coming year?
Yeah, everybody at Monster Energy does a great job with the advertising campaign. NOS is part of the Monster Energy portfolio. And there's different objectives and different reasoning for different advertising campaigns. And so it's fun to be with an energetic brand like them, where they're getting their feet wet in NASCAR. And they come from the action sports world. And so it's different over there than what it is with our mainstream fans, media, as well as just the TV quantity of numbers. And so it's fun working with them, building with them, and growing with them.